But okay, all right. So, uh, so like I said, welcome everyone. Compliment of the season. Thank you for coming to the class. So this is a workshop actually. The reason why I said workshop is that it's not like work and shop, but workshop intends that it's going to be application. So we're going to be doing practicals. I will run you through how to just create your goals and plan for the year 2025. At the end of this workshop, you should have your 2025 plan, something very simple you can apply. I will take it from a different perspective. I'll show you some things you could get to do. I did mine last week. Yeah, last week. And well, I already have my 2025 planned out. So that's what we'll be doing in the next 45 minutes to 1 hour. By 7:10 max, sorry, 8:10 max, we are done. So thank you everyone for coming. Please, if you can mute yourself, I will give rooms for a lot of question asking and question answering. So we'll just make it very, very um applicable. So let's get started. So welcome. My name is Mark Onoja. So I'm the one taking this class. I've worked with over 1,000 entrepreneurs. I have over 10 years experience. I'm the co-founder of the Startup Place. So the Startup Place is a business consulting firm. So we do management consulting, we do business advisory, we do accounting services, and we also provide HR services for startup and small businesses. So that's my focus. And yeah, a lot of things I'll be sharing with you today is from what we usually do for our customers. So what are you going to learn today? Simple and short. Our plan for today's class is that you're going to create a simple, efficient, and applicable plan for your year 2025. Now, let me repeat these three words. Simple. I don't believe when something is very hard or something is very complicated, that means it is good. Something can actually be simple and efficient and effective. So number one, we're going to create something very simple, meaning something very, very simple. Next, efficient. It means it can produce results for you when you start applying it from January 1st, it will start producing results for you from day one, and it's applicable. Not something out of the blues that cannot be applied, something that is actually applicable and is a plan for the year 2025. So that will be what we'll get at the end of the class. So at the end of the class, you have a plan that is simple, a plan that is efficient. Simple means that it is something very easy for you to understand, something that even an 8 years old child can understand based on what is showing on the screen. Um, Efficient means it produces results, and of course, applicable means that it is something you can apply, right? Not something that you will need help from anyone. You can actually apply it by yourself. So let's talk about a thought about life. So something that we need to note very well before we even move on with this stuff, right? We move on with creating a plan for our year 2025. Now we're going to focus more on business, but these things can be applied to every other area of your life. So usually when I create when I create plans for a new year, it touches my spiritual life, it touches my health, it touches my finances and investment, it touches my social life, family, social relationship. It touches my business, the startup place, and any other business I'm doing, and it also touches my career. So, just a thought about life that covers everything. Number one, life is intentional, meaning that intentional means it's something that you do with will, and there is an intent, means there's a will behind it. So this means that things don't just happen for people. It has to be intentional. So if you want to have a great year, if you want to have a great 2025 for your business, you have to be intentional about it. If you're not intentional, it's not going to work. So one of the things you just need to notice is that you have to be intentional. So the reason for doing goal setting and creating plan and doing strategy and all of those stuff, right, is because of you are being intentional. You're putting a will behind your desire, right? So that's number one you need to note. Number two, life is not Indomie noodles. Now I love Indomie noodles very well, right? I love Indomie noodles very well, but life is not Indomie noodles. So Indomie noodles is something you can cook within 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes already done. My wife doesn't like it, but I love noodles very well. It's like quick food when you're just hungry. And me, I have an immune system that burns food very fast. So when I'm hungry in the night, sharp sharp, just cook noodles, two. Two noodles I just fry one egg, right? But life is not Indomie noodles. It means that a lot of times, most of the things that will happen to you in life, or most of the results you get in life will not come instant. It will come by deliberate plan and it will take time. Now, when you're setting goals and creating plan, you have to put that stuff in mind that not everything will fall on your lap immediately. Now, it's an issue for our Gen Z generation. I mean, millennial, but it's an issue for the Gen Z generation because you see somebody that just finished school, the person just finished school 22, 23, NYC, and the person, right, the startup players provide HR services, and the person is asking for one arm robber salary. And I just said, most times I just ask them, what can you do? And the person cannot do stuff, and the person is asking for one serious salary. You are looking at life like noodles. You are not willing to pay that price. I am not willing to add this thing called patience because a lot of our goals will take time to come to pass. But there's a way we can fast track all of those stuff, which we will look at in this class. Number three, life is short. So life is short means that a lot of the things you are pushing into the future, you should start looking at doing it, right? I'll give a practical example. I started radio program this year. I'm on air right now. So I started in November second week. So I'm still going to be doing more of radio, more of the online stuff. I look at it even being on TV also too. That's a picture in my mind. And I discovered that I had that idea since 2016 and I implemented it 2024. That was 8 years. Of course, I know I had the leading then, but man, I just discovered 8 years was like yesterday. Right? I could have said, well, it's not convenience. The cost of being on radio is not there's no traction yet. You're just paying for airtime, pay one big amount for airtime. I would have pushed it, and the next time I'll just wake up and I'm 50 years old, and I've left the generation that I can actually address. So life is short. A lot of the things you are pushing at doing, you can do them now. Right? So I just started telling myself that a lot of the things that I'm pushing I want to do later. I turned 36 this year, and most times I just look back and I still remember when I was 25. I still remember when I was 17 when I was going to university and I left my father's house. I still remember when I was 10 or 11 when I was entering secondary school. And okay, I entered university 17, not 16. When I was 11, when I was entering secondary school, me and my dad, we went to go and sit down somewhere. We had lunch and we're gisting. I still remember it like yesterday. So life is short. So please and please you have to take action on a lot of things. So all those things that you're pushing stuff. So I listened to someone earlier on in the year, someone I respect very well. His name is Pastor Pojo Yemade. And he said most times when something comes in out for you to do, right? And you refuse to do it, later on you see other people doing it with less resources than you. I've seen it several times. That's happened to me several times. So get started. Then life is progressive. So one of the things about life is being progressive is that you should continuously increase. Now, we are expecting what you're going to achieve in 2025 should be bigger than what you achieve in 2024. And it should be bigger than what you achieve in 2023. So your life and your business should be progressive. You should not be stagnant. It is needed that you need to increase and build over time. Right, you need to continuously increase, right? So you need to continuously grow. So your business should continuously grow. If you say this year, 2024, we did 10 million naira in sales, that's very good. Next year, 2025, increase it to 12 million, even it's 12, 10.5, you need to make progress, right? Whether you are making progress as a snail or as a jet, you need to make progress, but more, more preferably make progress as a jet. Then finally, life is spiritual, right? So I would always give people this advice that life is spiritual, meaning that you need to always involve the God factor into any of your goals and plans that you're basically doing. So, like I said, five things. We'll get to the practical side. Five things. Life is intentional. There have to be will to your desire. Life is not Indomie noodles. Means it's not instant. Life is short. You need to just know life is short. It's very short. Life is progressive means that you need to, of course, grow over time. Then life is spiritual. You need to add God. So year 2024. So for us to basically plan our year 2025, um, yeah. Okay. Can you guys see hear me? So I know that I'm not speaking to myself. If you can hear me, just type I. You can see hear me, type I. I. Okay. All right. So you guys can see hear me. Okay. So let's move on. So if we want to plan year 2025, We need to start with from year 2024. Now, the reason for starting from year 2024 is that a lot of things happen in year 2024 that we need to look at. So the first thing is that you need to come up with a Thanksgiving list. Yes. Because the thing is that when the year is ending, most times the only thing we think about is not the things we achieved, it's the things that we couldn't achieve, or the things, the areas that we failed, or plans that didn't work out, or prayers that didn't get answered, or business deals that failed, or the clients that we lost. I lost clients this year, and I got good clients also too. So the first thing you need to have is a Thanksgiving list, right? So you may not do that now, but you need to have a Thanksgiving list. You have to have a list of things you are grateful for, right? Things that have happened in your business that you can say, yes, this are for you to even be in business is a Thanksgiving, right? Because it's Thanksgiving itself, because a lot of businesses closed this year, right? I know for one, I know some businesses are closed. So Thanksgiving list. Next thing, we need to have a lesson list. So lesson list talks about what are the things that you learned this year. I learned some things this year. I learned some brutal things this year from running a business. All right. We grew this year. We grew. Yeah, we kind of grew. We grew like 50%. And um I learned a lot of things this year. Managing people, managing funds, managing clients, losing clients, getting clients, doing marketing, doing sales. I have a lesson list. I have a lot of things that I've learned this year. So these two things you need to have it. You have to have the Thanksgiving list and you have to have a lesson list. Because I think it was this it's not Abraham Lincoln. It's not Abraham Lincoln. Um, it's 21st century. Albert Einstein that said one of the definition of insanity. Either Abraham Einstein or is it Oscar? It's not either Abraham um Albert Einstein or Oscar Wilde, or there's one guy, I've forgotten his name. One of them, the one that made the statement that one of the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So the reason why we need to have a lesson list is so that we would avoid repeating what we did, some of the things we did in 2024. So when you do that, now we need to do practical. So I need you to take a book and we need to do a review model. So the review model is four things you need to do. Number one, what I need to do more of. Number two, what I need to do less of. Number three, what I need to start doing. Number four, what I need to stop doing. So four things you need to do reviewing your year 2024. So I could say for mine is that what I need to start doing more of is that I need to attend more events and I need to do more marketing because I didn't do marketing this year as much as I would have loved to. Number two, I need to spend less time with social media. I just discovered that social media I thought was a means of marketing and meeting people and getting information started becoming a distraction for me. So I need to reduce my time on social media very drastically. I need to reduce my time on social media. What do I need to do? Start doing more. I need to start more um selling information marketing products. So I need to start doing more courses that can get to sell to people. I need to start doing more of that. What do I need to stop doing? I need to stop being too involved with operations. So I had to write all of these things down. So you need to do this thing for yourself. So the first thing you need to do is that number one, what do I need to do more of? So there are some things you are currently doing that is giving you results. It is not necessary for you to up that game. It's called scale up, or you need to multiply it. So if you are doing something that is giving you one customer, right? If you do it more, it can result to two, or it can result to three, or it can result to four customers, right? So what do you need to do? Number one, what are the things I need to do more of? So look at your business. What are the things you're doing business-wise that is accounting for the results you're having? How do you increase that? Number two, there are some certain things that you're doing in your business right now that are good, but they are not the right thing for you to do. Now, normally I tell entrepreneurs as your business grow over time, you get to start learning how to work on your business more than in your business. So working more on your business will give you more result than working in your business. So doing some of your operational stuff does not really help you grow. Right now, somebody handles our entire social media. If some of you saw my well connection on WhatsApp. If you saw my uh WhatsApp status, it's somebody that designed it. I know how to use Canva, but I've stopped doing that. I don't even post on my social media again. Somebody that does that. So I have to start learning how to do less of that. So by outsourcing that part out to someone else. I don't do recruitment again because somebody else handles it, right? A client was pressing me to do recruitment for out today. I say, nah, like the person that is doing it is resuming 6th of January. She should be patient. Why I can do it, but I have to start doing less of it if we need to grow. So what do you need to do less of? Then there are some things you need to start doing, right? Maybe you are not doing social media marketing now. You need to start doing social media marketing. Maybe you don't do event marketing or you don't ask your customers for referrals. You need to start doing that, right? Maybe you don't use to record your finances, right? Your income and your expenditure for your business. You need to start doing that. So I need you to write. So let's get right. Let's write this. So what are the things you need to start doing? There are some things that you're currently doing you need to stop entirely. For some of us, what you need to stop is that you may need to stop touching your business money and start paying yourself salary. It's going to save you a lot of stress, right? I started doing it this year and it has been good. It has really helped very well. So you need to stop doing some things you need to stop. Some like right now, one of the things I've stopped is that I've stopped hiring anybody that is a friend or close by. I prefer to hire strangers and those know that strangers we can deal with ourselves. People close by, nah, I'm not doing it again. I've stopped it. So you need to basically do that, right? So some of us need to even stop loaning friends because it's already eating too much into your business. So I want us to come up with that list. So let's get to do that. What are the things you need to start doing? What are the things you need to stop doing? What are the things you do need to do less of? What are the things you need to do more of? So what are the things you need to start doing? Things you need to stop doing? What are the things you need to do more of? And what are the things you need to reduce and do less? All right. If you are done with it, just type I so that we can jump to the next one. So like I said, this is a workshop, so we have to make it very, very practical. So if you are done, say I. So if you are done, say I. All right. So what are the things you need to start doing? What are the things you need to stop doing? What are the things you need to do more of? And what are the things you need to do less of? Okay. Sorry, is anybody done with this so that we can move on to the next thing? All right. Is there anyone that is done? If you're done, just type I. Is there anyone that is done? Hello? Okay, I know that I'm not talking to myself because my other device is showing that I'm speaking. Okay, is there anyone that is done with this? What are the things we need to start doing? What are the things we need to stop doing? I'll be passively listening for a while. Okay, no problem. All right, thanks, Ruth. Thanks for the update on that. Okay. All right. Is there anyone that is done with is not done yet. Okay. Uh, so let us take 1 minute for that. What are the things you need to start doing? What are the things you need to stop doing? What are the things you need to do more of? And what are the things you need to do less of? Okay, so because of time, I'll post the recording on my YouTube. I'll definitely post it. So let's go to the next one. Dynamics for achieving results in 2025. So there's a dynamic. So the first thing I need you to be done with this. If you're not done with this, it's going to be difficult for 2025 because the reason for saying that is that so that you don't repeat some mistakes or you can be able to grow on current strategies that is working, right? So dynamics for achieving results in 2025. So there's a simple model I came up with. It's just basically that it does it. So there's a vision, goal, plan, strategy. So if you want to achieve results in your business in 2025, this is the model you use. You have a vision, you have goals, you have plans, and you have strategy. So vision is the strategic outlook on how you want your business to be. So we dive deep into each of them, right? Goals means you're broken down your vision into simpler, achievable tasks with metrics. Metrics just means it's something you can measure, right? Plan means you're defining a course of action on how you can achieve your goals. Remember, when we're starting, one of the things we concluded that life is intentional. You need to back your desire with will, right? So that is planning is a means of backing your desire with a will, with a blueprint on how you intend to achieve it. Then strategy. Strategy just talks about strategy is in military time. Now it has to do with your developing a unique methodology for achieving your goals, right? So strategy answers the question of what route are we going to take because there's actually not one way to get to the market, right? So this is the model we're going to be using, right? So first is vision, second is goal, third is plan, and the fourth one is strategy. So vision, goal, plan, strategy. Please don't forget vision, goal, plan, and strategy. So let's get started. So the first thing is that vision, use a sentence to capture your year 2025, what your year 2025 should be. So that is vision. So the first part you need to do is that how do I want my year 2025 should be? So you need to capture it as a statement. For us, I'll give you my own tip. For us, the startup place is that we want to grow our clientele to 70, from 25 to 70. That is us. That is our vision. Our vision for 2025 is that we want to grow our clientele from 25 to 70. So everything we're going to do in the entire year, we have other smaller supporting goals, but everything we're going to do in the entire year of 2025 is to grow our clientele from 25 because we do outsource. We do 80% of what we do is outsourcing. So we want to grow our clientele from 25 to 70. So if we hit 70 by June, the entire goal for Nagama, it's outside for me. I'm finished, right? So it means the entire goal for the year 2025 is finished. We can either look for something to do or we can come up with something else. But your your goal, the first thing you need to come up is that you need to come up with a plan. So with a vision. So the vision talks about, sorry, use a sentence to capture your year 2025, what your year 2025 should be. It is very important to do that. So, and the vision is just one statement. So it's a summary of what you intend to achieve in the year 2025. For some of us, there's a year it was scale up. For a year for us, it was increase our efficiency. That was just it. That was the entire thing we needed to do. That was our vision for the year. And vision, one of the things about vision, and vision gives you the overall picture, gives you the high level strategic goal. It's like an high level strategic goal for your business. Like this is what we intend to achieve. So one of the things I need you to do right now is that I need you to write what is the vision for your business for the year 2025. Now, it must not be one technical stuff. Just like I said, the beginning part of this class, the blueprints you're going to get from this class is supposed to be simple, efficient, and applicable. So now I need you to write just in a statement, one sentence, what the entire part of your business year for 2025 should be, right? So you can take it up, possibility, scale up, more profits, uh, uh, becoming a multinational. So I think for us, multinational would be 2026. So I want to break into Ghana, maybe Namibia or something like that. So that's what we want to look towards in 2026. So if I said become a multinational for us, meaning that we are just All right, sorry. Power just came back. So I told them to just leave it that way. So um back to the point. What is the vision for your business? So you need to write it. So everybody get writing with that. Write the vision for your business for the year 2025. So what is the vision for your business for the year 2025? So write it. It must not it must not be something you write it here. With the recording of this meeting being made available, of course, I'll put it on my YouTube. I give my resources out for free. Don't don't worry, it's always up there. Okay, it will be on my YouTube, yeah. It could be on my YouTube, yeah. So one thing I will stop is managing my social media like you. Ah, that is good. Oh, it will help you very well. Okay, so um, vision. So when you're done with vision, what is the next thing we need to do? Goals, right? So when you have a vision for the year, so like we said, us is that we want to have 70 clientele, right? So the thing is that you need to define your goals for your revenue, people, operations, and business development. So normally, like I said here, goals are your vision broken down into smaller achievable tasks, right? So right now, we need to have a revenue goal. If we need to move from 25 to 70, those 70 clients, they'll be paying us. So what is going to be our revenue? So take for example, I'm just taking for example, right? Say every customer is, for example, is more than that. Every customer is paying us 10,000 naira per month. We have 25 customers. 25 times 10 is how much? 250,000, right? So it means that if we're going to 70 clients, it means that our revenue has jumped from 250,000 to 70,000 naira to 700,000. So it just means that we have not just doubled, we have increased by 200%. Yeah, more like 200%, right? Yeah, like more like 200%. So our revenue goal will be increased revenue by 200%. Means we doubled and doubled again. Our people goal would be, okay, this is our vision. For us to be able to achieve this, our vision, right? Our vision of 70 customers. We can't do 70 customers. Mr. Mark cannot handle 70 customers by himself. You will need people. Even 25 right now, we have people. So we'll need more people. So how many persons are we going to get? What are the things that these persons need to do? What are the different HR type of goals, the people goals? Do you want them to be efficient? Do you want to increase their salary? Do you want to do some packages for them? Do you want to send them for trainings? Those are the things you need to do. Then operations. Operations talks about like your production, your logistics, that's supporting activities you do to ensure that your business grows. So, what are your operational goals? Do you want it to be more efficient? Do you want to be quicker? Do you want to be faster? Do you want to be more easier for customers to be able to use your product and services? Do you want your production to be more seamless? Do you want to meet some international best practice like some iOS certification and stuff? That is operational plan. Then business development. Business development covers marketing, covers sales, covers expansion. For us this year, one of the things we're looking at doing this year means 2025 is that we want to move to Abuja. We want to establish a point of sales in Abuja. So business development for us, one of our business development goal is to have a service center in Abuja, somewhere we can actually serve our customer in Abuja, right? So I want you to actually write that. So um what's your YouTube name? Hey, please end of the class. I'll post that. Don't worry, Abba, I'll post that end of the class. My name is Mark Onoja. You can just search for me on YouTube. Okay, so next thing is that your goals have to be smart. So you should know SMART. I expect you to know SMART goals, right? SMART stands for specific, but if you don't know, don't worry. It's one day everybody learns something, right? In Nigeria term, now one day we they learn something, right? So it means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So let's go back to the previous slide. One of the things I talked about goals is that it has to have metrics. It has to have something to measure. So for your goals, it has to be specific. So don't say, I want to make more money this year. How much do you want to make? So you see, I said income increased by 200%. I was being specific, right? Next thing, what is it measurable? So this is the specific thing you want to achieve. Then next, you have to have a unit of measuring it. You want to grow your staff by how much? You want to grow your income by how much? Because most times when I'm a Christian, 31st December, we go to church, pastor will pray for you. You're blessed. Amen. The blessing has to be in a form that it can be measured, right? So that God can even know how to even bless you. Because asking God for, God, give me more money. 10 naira is more money. If God gives you 10 naira, it means God has answered your prayers, right? So it's because it's more money, right? It's something that is attainable, something that, quote and unquote, you have the capacity to eat, or you have a bit of capacity to achieve it, right? So if sometimes I look at some people that come here like, hey, I want to set this goal, I want to achieve this stuff. And when I ask them some question, your business in the last 1 year you didn't do like it does it like maybe 1.5 or 2 million naira in sales, and the next day you say you want to achieve like 100 million naira in sales. Quote and unquote, you don't have that capacity to handle 100 million. And that is just the truth. It's being factual. And just being factual and just being very plain and open. So you have the capacity to achieve it. It is something that is attainable by you. Then next, of course, your goals should stretch you, but it should be attainable by you. The next, it is realistic. Right now, I can't say I want to go on TV because I cannot achieve that goal. The money for TV is much. But of course, I'm already doing radio. I'll build my capacity, build my competence, and move to TV. Right? So it's something that is realistic. Someone somewhere has achieved that type of goal before. Yes, there's nothing new under the sun, and that is also true. So someone somewhere has achieved that goal before. Then lastly, it is time bound. Time bound means that you have to put it a specific timeline for it. And most times it is within 1 year. Set a goal you can achieve within 1 year, right? Then within this 1 year, this is what I want to set. Leave 2026 for God to handle that one. You just focus on 2025 and say, this is what I want to do. Um, so if you're doing this, number one, our vision is a statement of what our entire year is supposed to be. Just one statement. It can be one word, but it just depends on what level you are in business and what you want to achieve. Then next, you need to set goals that is in line with your vision, right? So if you say your vision is you want to scale up, if you want to scale up means you want to grow like in a geometric progression. So scaling up intends that you need to grow very fast. So you can't say you want to scale up and you did 5 million naira last year and you want to do 5 million naira the next year. It is not scaling up based on that vision that you set. So you need to have revenue goals, people goals, operation goals, and business development. So this one, two, three, four, these four areas you should set goals for your business. So has anyone done this? So let me pause. Has anyone done this? Has anyone done this so that I could basically help? Has anyone done this? Or if you have any question to ask before we move on to the next part, so I think I should just pause here and take question. Does anyone have a question to ask? Okay, Ruth says that one thing I will stop is managing my social media like you. Well, that's fine. That's very good. It's very good for you to stop that. But there are things you need to put in place before you undo you outsource anything you're doing to someone else. I'll do a class as regards to that. Does anyone have a question to ask? Any question? Any question? Any questions so far? Hello, hi. Can anyone hear me? Does anyone have a question to ask? Um,
We can hear you.
okay, okay, all right. Any questions so far?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. So we talked about our vision. Next, we have spoken about goals. Okay, no question. All right, so vision, then goals. Then next part has to do with plan. Now, this is a part that a lot of entrepreneurs, I discovered that this area, we don't have it. That is just the truth. I'm speaking like a Nigerian, like, this part, So the thing is this, right? Having a vision is not enough. Setting goals is not enough. People set goals every year. We set goal setting is it's the most simplest stuff to do. But I see this is called plan. Plan is the cocoa. Plan basically just has to do with telling yourself what are the specific action I would take that would make my goals to be achieved. Right? Decide what you will do to achieve it. When you document specific actions you will take to achieve your goals, you have a plan. Now, take for example, I live in Lagos, Nigeria. I want to travel. My goal for social, I'm not saying no, it's not my goal. Social goal is I want to visit 30 states in the country, right? So the goal is that first quarter I do Southwest, second quarter I do Northwest, third quarter I do part of Northeast and part of Southeast, fourth quarter I do South, right? Right. When I mean part means I can't do everything because of all this kidnapping stuff. So first quarter means January, February, March. I'm just giving you an example of a plan. I would say January, I'll go to Ogun State and I'll visit Ogun State and Oyo State. February, I'll stretch to Osun State, right? And I'll do Osun and a bit of Ondo. March, I will do Kwara and Ekiti State. This is a plan I've created. Can you see? I had a vision, I had goals, and I had a plan. Now, when you decide plan, we'll come back to strategy, which is part of plan also, when we'll answer more questions to our plan. So, but plan has to do with you are defining course of action. Now, one of the things I would advise you to do is called a 90-day model. So with time, people discover that setting a goal for 2024 for an entire year and attacking the goal straight on, most times you get you get you get tired to say. Now, when I mean you get tired means that it may be too cumbersome for you to achieve. So take for example, right? Normally there's an African program proverbs that said that the best way to eat an elephant is to eat it in big size. Because the elephant is big, you can't just eat an elephant and say, oh, it's only God that can swallow an elephant. There's no other animals that can do that in existence. But you can eat an elephant, but eat it in big size, right? So so most people what they did is that, and I copied that and it has really helped is that we take that goal we want to achieve for 2020 for the entire year and we break it down to quarterly. Now, if you look at a company, a normal corporate organization like a bank or something like that, there you will see Q1 reports, Q2 reports, Q3 reports, Q4. Q1 is January to March, Q2 is April to June, Q3 is July to September, Q4 is October to December. It means they broke the year into four, right? So you copy the same thing. I don't mean you could. You should copy the same thing and said, okay, I will break down my yearly goal into 90 days. And I will focus on creating plan for 90 days. Let me repeat myself. So the model is that you break down your yearly goal into 90 days and you focus on the 90 days and you leave the year. You have plans for you have a goal for the year, you have vision for the year, you have goal for the year, but your plan is going to be based on 90 days. You will achieve faster results compared to if you're creating plan for the entire year because the entire year is 365 days and it is very unpredictable. You know, in business this year, we have seen things rise and fall. Uh, Food prices have moved by like 42%, and fuel prices has increased like almost 3 or 4 times. That's reduced, that's increased. Still going up and coming down, going up and coming down. And a lot of things have really happened in the country that has affected how businesses does run. But if you set your goal based on 3 months, you will not be too impacted by changes that happens in the economy because changes is going to happen in the economy. Let's just take it. Let's just be very frank with it. Very we're being very plain and we're being realistic right now. So break down your goals into quarterly goals, your yearly goals into quarterly goals. So take for example, if you say this year 2025, I want to do 10 million naira in sales for your business. Very fantastic goal. It means between January and March, you're going to focus on doing 2.5 million. It is easy for you to pursue 2.5 million and cash it compared for you to pursue 10 million naira at once, especially if it is a goal that is stretching you. So I repeat myself, it is easy for you to pursue 2.5 million naira and attack it and get it than for you to chase 10 million naira. It's easy. But of course, you have to still chase the 10 million. But the thing is that breaking your goal down into quarterly, it helps you creating a plan for quarterly, it helps you achieve it. So you don't basically go to all your goals, your revenue goals, your people goals, your operation goals, and your business development goals that you have set, and you break it down to quarterly. So January to March, what do you intend to achieve, right? So decide what you will do to achieve your 90 days goal. So like I said, the plan does has to do with plan addresses what are the specific actions we will take to achieve our goals. So it's not just about setting goals. Please listen, don't forget this, right? It's not just about setting goals or having a vision. What are the things you will do to achieve it? Now, if you know, let's talk a little bit about politics. I don't talk about it too much, but let us go into that. You know, one president will come up with 7 point agenda, hope, renewed hope, this one, that one. These are those goals and visions and stuff. But if you look at it, there is no really a formidable plan on how we intend to achieve it. How we'll move from point A to point B, right? So that's why most times I really, there's one guy I respect very well. Is the current ruler of um, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and they had a vision, they had a plan, they had a vision, they had to go for Dubai, and they started implementing the vision. And Dubai is like one of the top, is always almost every year it's the top destination for the world. Like is a top destination for the world. People really go to Dubai, they just go and see wonders of how somebody had a vision. In fact, they wrote a book called My Vision, right? Had a vision, had goals, and had plans that backed his vision. So it's very important that you have a plan. And one of the things you do to your plan, you document it. Any plan that is not documented is not a plan. It's just wishful thinking. The proper thing about a plan is that it is documented. So you need to keep a journal. I have a special journal for the year. I have a special journal for the year that I've already said this is my special journal where I put all down all my goals, right? I put down all my goals and I have my plans and stuff. So sometimes I just arranged my wardrobe some few days back and I saw some papers of some plans I was drafting then. And I then discovered that we actually achieved those plans because it was a plan that we had, it was a goal, and we had some plans that we scripted down. And now one of the things I will get to advise you about coming up with a plan is that once you come up with a plan and you document it, it never leaves your mind. So the first place, in fact, motivational speakers always will say this thing that the first place where everything finds reality or everything becomes real for us as real humans is that when it is written down. So anything, any vision you have in your mind, once you write it down, that is the first time it has become real. So you need to start putting your vision as written form. So your plans need to be time. Okay, your plans need to be very, very documented. So you need to document it. So like I said, plan means we are determining our course of action. Don't just set goals, have a plan. Determine what exact thing you would do step by step to achieve that. Now, let me just put this is an extra for you. Anytime you're creating a step-by-step stuff to do to achieve a plan, it should be 3, 5. In fact, it should not be more than 5. I prefer it is 3 or 5. I call it the rule of 5. You easily remember 3 things or 5 things. Once it gets beyond 5, you start forgetting some parts. So 3, 2, 3, 5, right? 2, 3, 5. 3 and 5 is very good. So 3 things you will do to achieve this goal, 5 things you will do to achieve this goal. So very important you need to do that. Then finally, strategy. So strategy addresses 3 things. Number one, decide what resources you need for each of your plans. Now, if you come up with a plan, you need to ask yourself, what are the resources I need? Number one, what are the people I need? What is the money we need to achieve this particular plan? And what are the equipment we will need to achieve this plan, right? So, take for example, I said this year, one of the things that I want to open a point of sale in Abuja, right? If we come up with a plan and say we want to do that in Q2, we want to start doing that in Q2, what are the resources we need? We need an office. We will need people. Definitely there. We will need to be able to give these people system, laptops, phone. We need to create that system, right? We need to, there are resources that we need to create. So you need to ask yourself what specific resources that would help you achieve your goals, your plan, right? What resources would your plan need? And you document it. Next is that what are the risks associated with your plan? So what are the specific risks that has to do with your plan? So when I mean risks right now, risks is not good, risks is not bad. Risks just talks about uncertainties that can happen, right? So take for example, I want to go to say next year we want to next 2 years, right? 2026. I'm already saying next year. I'm already seeing myself in 2025. So 2026, we want to open a place in like Ghana and God willing, either Nairobi, Kenya, or Rwanda. South Africa is a little bit on the xenophobic side. So a risk can be there's a travel ban, or a risk can be the government of Ghana said they don't want any any foreigner to come and establish a business in the country, right? You cannot come and establish a business in the country. So that is a risk. A risk can be that Ghana just did a free trade zone. You can come as a foreigner, open a business there, you're not paying tax, you cannot stay. That is a risk. So it is not good, it's not bad. It just talks about if it happens, it has either a positive or a negative effect on your goal, on your business. Then finally, how do you intend to review and update your plan? That is the final one. So a strategy for you to create is that you need to do review and updating. And I usually suggest to people that as a small business, you use what they call agile methodology. You review your plan and your goals, right? You review your goals and your plan. You do that review and you can do it quarterly. Worst case scenario. I would suggest to you, best case scenario, you do review monthly. For some business, within the business, you can do weekly. But most times I will suggest you do monthly. So at the end of the month, you could sit down and say, okay, what are the goals we have set for this 90 days? Are we, how many percentage are we hit? Are we at 40%? Are we in 60%? Are we in 80% to achieving those goals? So you need to do that. Then how do you update your plan over time? Your plans will change. So normally they said your vision should be static. Your goals are usually static, but your plans should be as flexible as normal business. You should be very, 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 very flexible. So you should be flexible in your thinking and flexible in your implementation, right? So flexibility will entails that you get to do what brings result, especially when it is just and especially when it is based on integrity or you're doing stuff that is ethical, right? So, and finally, the final word for you is that make 2025 count. So making 2025 count means that a lot of the things is really, really dependent on you. So for the class, we shared about life is short, life is intentional, life is not noodles. Life is I forgot to even add, life is predictable. You can actually predict the results you get in life. Of course, life is spiritual. Then we talked about reviewing 2024, uh things you need to stop doing, things you need to start doing, things you need to do more of, and things you need to do less of. So you need to do that for your 2024. Then the next thing that we talked about is that the model. We need to have a vision. Vision, let's talk about the written statement of how you see your vision, how you see your year. That strategic highline vision, right? High level vision and high level goal for your business. Then next, you break down your vision into goals. What you intend to achieve for your people, what you intend to achieve business development wise, revenue wise means your money, and operational wise means your supporting activities for your business. Then we talked about plan, deciding what are the course of action you're going to take. So course of action means that every other day, what are the things we will do to help us achieve our vision? Then finally, we talked about strategy. Strategy just talks about what are the resources you would need, what are the risks involved, and how do you intend to review your plan continuously. So thank you guys. So let's take some questions. So awesome. Thank you. Thank you too, Mr. Philip. So let's get some questions. So you could either type your question as a chat or you could just unmute yourself if you are not somewhere too noisy. So you can just unmute yourself and get to ask questions. So let's get question. So let me take some question before we are done. I promise 1 hour. So 10 minutes after 7, after 8, we are done. Right? So let's take some question. All right. Question. Hello, 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 hello. This class today is silent night. All right, let's take question. We're still in our holiday mode. Okay, fine. So, question. Does anybody have a question? Yes, holiday mode is in catching all of us. Next week, Monday, we have resumed. Okay. So, question. Does anybody have a question to ask? So, if you can't speak, you can actually type. Awesome, I have a question. Okay, fine. Mr. Philip, if you're not somewhere noisy, you can unmute yourself and talk. But if you're somewhere noisy, you can drop it as a chat. Thanks, Mark. Hope I can catch the replay. Yes, Fisayo. Sorry. Yes. Payo Williams. Um, the replay will be available, will be posted on my YouTube. And once I do that, I will share the link on the group chat. I usually, all my webinars are always posted. I post all of those stuff. It's for people to just go and let it bless somebody. If the person miss the class because of time. Okay. So, can you share if you have a question? Hello? Does my business goals affect other aspects of my life? Very well. Very well. It does. Okay, fine. So it does if you want it to, right? So the thing about I will talk about relationships more. So guys, pardon me. So I was once speaking to one of my clients. I don't know whether she's in class here. So she told me that usually it's either your family will suffer or your business will suffer. And I just discovered over time that for us guys, we are usually providing provider conscious, and we really want to provide. So we just put ourselves into our business or our career and stuff, and we are too focused on that area and we forget other areas. So one of the things you should learn how to do is to create balance, right? Right. So, Mr. Philip, I would advise you to learn how to create balance. I am still learning it. I'm not saying I had to learn it. I am still learning how to create balance. I'm still learning how to create time for family. So right now, Sundays, I usually shy away from picking calls from clients or responding to chats. Of course, calling my group, my team members. I don't do that, right? So I just want to just spend that Sunday, play with my girls and play with my wife and stuff like that. Just that Sunday. But Monday to Saturday, I'm busy, right? So um learn how to create that balance. You need to learn how to do it. So it's not something that you just come like that. I'm just being sincere. You have to basically learn it. I hope that answered your question. So Anna Mosola asks, most of the time I plan the year, it turns out to be easy, especially when work schedule takes most of my time. It turns out not to be easy, especially when work schedule takes a lot of my time. So one of the things I will advise you to do, Anna, is well, you need to set goals so it depends. So if you say you want to do business, you can do business by partnering with people. So you may not have time, you may have the resources to commit to the business. So you can partner with other people that will help you achieve that. For some other things you could get to do is that you can actually learn proper time management. So having a good proper time management is going to help you so that you can know when to push what particular time to give to a specific goal you're trying to achieve. And of course, that stop, start, do more, do less is something you need to work. I started my master's program, my MBA program, and it told on us, it told on me very well. Next year, now I'm more serious. I will create more time for it. I didn't create time as I wanted in first semester, but second semester, I've adjusted myself. I'll create time for it very well. Do you have an Excel Google Sheets tool that help you track all the goals and targets? Mr. Shegun, no, I don't have, but you can create one for yourself, right? So I don't have a goal tracking stuff, but you can basically create. All you just need to do is that you write your goals down and you write when you intend to achieve it, and you can just put to do, doing, done. You can put that one in Excel. Anyone that you have started is you're yet to start is to do. Anyone you have started is doing. Anyone that you are done with it is done. Then you can put it for review. So that's what I'll basically tell you. Ruth is asking, what are some of the things that determine how to decide which business one should set goals and pursue? Is it advisable to pursue different ones at the same time? Ruth, you're sounding like a serial entrepreneur. So, what I would usually advise, I'm not against people being a serial entrepreneur. I hope to become a serial entrepreneur, but what I would basically advise you in terms of chasing goals is that if you don't have that much resources or you are not, you don't have that capacity. So when I mind that much resources for us right now, one of the things we plan to do next year is that we want to start looking at doing trainings and doing project consulting, doing entrepreneurship project consulting. We can do it right now because I can disappear and I have system in place. We have like 16 staff. Yeah, 16 staff plus. and external consultants that work with us. So we're like 17 plus me, right? So I can disappear. There are some customers, it's been a while we spoke. We always speak when we go for management meeting, end of the month or end of the week. Most of them, end of the month. Some of them is end of quarter that me and them get to talk. In fact, some of them we hardly talk, right? So I can decide to take on some kind of goals right now because I have a structure in place. I have a system of people that I've trained, I've created system that they help me to achieve some goals, right? So if you have not hit that, you cannot do multiple business because you spread yourself too thin. And the rule for growing is that you have to learn to do more of small than small of more.
The shield died in battle. He was
Okay.
fighting against commander of Egypt when an archer from Syria.
Okay, fine. So I've muted the person speaking. So one of the things you could just learn how to do is that create that structure, right? That somebody can be there to do some stuff for you, then you can focus on other things. If you're pushing all of them the same time, it's like pursuing even though I saw it on Twitter. Okay, Twitter is an interesting place. That if you're pushing two rabbits, chances are you lose two. But somebody was pursuing two rabbits with a gun and shot both of them. And they say that the statement of pursuing two rabbits is not real. But the whole idea is just basically is that you need to. Can you guys hear me now? This time, this thing was disconnected. Yes, okay, fine. So chances are I want to go into studying exportation business. I can start doing exportation business. In fact, I pick a lot of speaking engagements, right? This year 2024. Why? Because I can be away for 1 week and not go to the office and I'm fine. Right? There are people that can do stuff. We just have meetings and I get reports. I can afford to do that right now. But at a point in time, I couldn't. I registered for a lot of you guys should know Nexford University. They know me very well. I registered for Nexford University MBA, started it, stopped it, started it again, stopped it, left them. Why? Because I really didn't have that time. Right? But right now, I have time to be able to do some of other stuff. So I'm pushing for some other stuff because I have a system that can deliver results for me, whether I'm there or not. Huh? So, okay. Thank you, guys. Does anybody have a question to ask? So let me commit myself more. So in the business, grow your business community, I'll try as much as possible that once a month. Yeah, many people are actually paralyzed with many options. I'll answer that. But I'll try as much as possible that once a month I would be running webinars, right? So just once a month. The webinar can be a Q&A section. So it can just be Q&A, you come ask business questions, I get to answer you. So I'll try as much as possible to do that. This year, 2024, I was busy, right? That's just the truth. It's not an excuse, but it was just the truth. So Roots, many times people are paralyzed with many options. Yes, that is just the issue. If you have a lot of options in your mind to do, you have a lot of things you just need to do, you need to look for one that is easy for you to implement and get results and have lower level of barrier to entry. Then you can basically do that stuff. If I was not doing business right now and I really wanted to do business, I would, if I have, so when I wanted to start, just um my small background story. When I wanted to start, of course, I actually prayed to God and I got inspiration from God. But when I wanted to start, I had a lot of options. I'd done farming before, I'd done poultry before, I'd done printing, I've done shirt making, I've done a bit of fashion, I've done event management, I've done interior design. So I knew how to do a lot of stuff. But I had to look for one that had a low barrier of entry and something that can give me good results. Then later on, every other one can join together. So I would advise you get to do that. Okay. Any other question? Any other question, guys? Any other question? Thank you. My next one MBA was one goal I achieved very proudly. Ah, Ruth, congratulations. Oh, congrats. I'm doing MIVA right now. I will achieve MIVA. Lagbara Oloru. Nigeria 10 for by His grace of God. I will achieve MIVA. MIVA, I've started MIVA, so I will definitely achieve MIVA. Okay. Any other question? Yeah, I got this my muzzle. So any other question? Okay. All right. Not for me. I enjoyed the class. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You're most welcome, Rhodes. You're most welcome, Mr. Philip. Thank you, guys. Um, please save your thank you for when you apply what I've taught you. I usually say that for my classes. It's just that please apply what I've taught you because it actually worked. Thank you, Shegun. Thanks for um all right, no problem, Rhodes. Thank you for honoring my invitation and coming for the class. We would do another class sometimes in March. It's not March, sorry, January. Checking my calendar. Yeah, I think we should have a class maybe 25th of January. Um, last Saturday of January, we'll basically do another webinar. We'll just look for something and teach upon or do that. So, thank you very much. I would try as much as possible to engage more in the grow my business community and uh, having been said that, I wish you a happy new year and see you guys in the year 2025. Bye.